Okay, guys, welcome to the Kdot experience. I am your host with the most, DJ Kdot the party. Um, I'm nasty on those ones and twos because you already know I make it do what it do. I have a really, really, really good show for you guys this evening. You see the title, Reunited After 50 Years. Empirical Miracle. How you doing? Thank you, sir, for being here. Um, this is definitely a show of it's going to be a story of healing and prosperity, challenge, triumph, and at the end of the day, discovery. And I think it's very important for people to be here during this particular time. And I can't wait to get started. Um, so appreciate you guys for being here. We're just waiting for a few more people to get in here. So you guys go ahead and get your popcorn, your Kool-Aid, whatever you guys like drinking. And we'll get started here in a few seconds. Hey, Mark Wilson, how you doing, buddy? You got your chips in your water? Okay. Love it, love it, love it. After we do this particular story, if you guys have questions for the guests, you're more than welcome to ask. After we're done with everything. Hey, how you doing? Jazzy, Jay, how you doing? How you doing? All right. I'm just glad people are here, man. I appreciate y'all being here. Just getting waiting until other people get started. Toe for life. Toe for life. Toe for life. What's up? What's up? Thanks for being here. Wow, Smoky Girl here. All right, all right. So basically, the story is about a courageous woman who went through a lot of stuff, a lot of struggle in her life, and I'm actually going to allow her to explain this to you. Which, long story short, she was able to find her family after a lot of years period of time. So I appreciate you guys for being here, and then you guys can also ask your questions if need be. So thank you guys for being here. Just wait until we get a few more people, and then we'll get started. If you guys can hear me, if you guys can hear me, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. All right. About to get started. All right. Let's go ahead and get started. All right. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Again, welcome everybody. I am your host, DJ Kdot, the party. Hold on, real quick. I have to take this thing off. There you go. Your host, DJ Kdot, the party. Appreciate you guys for being here, and thank you for being patient. And I just wanted to allow people to get ready. You know, just kind of get that juices flowing and everything like that. But I am so happy that you guys are here. I'm ecstatic that you guys are here. And uh, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I would like to introduce my special guest. Um, she's also a pillar in our particular community. She does a lot of stuff in Aurora and Denver. Her name is Mally uh, Tolman, and we also have her brother that was actually reunited recently, guys. Um, just recently, and that's Doug Tran, and we appreciate it. Welcome to the show. Appreciate you guys for being here. Let's get started. Let's get started. Well, first of all, how are you guys doing?
We're good, thank you. How are you? What about you, Doc?
Looking good. Thank you very much.
Good, 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 good. Thank you for guys joining the show. There's no guys in the chat. Am I okay? No echo, right? No, no, nothing. No issues with the mic or anything.
None from over here.
Okay, cool. All right. So let's get started. So, uh, Mally, I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate we had a we met at the town hall meeting for the Aurora consent decree
Yes.
situation, and that's how we connected. And she, like I said, she's very involved in the community, and she's uh, and I decided let's go ahead and she approached me about this, and I thought this was a great story. So I think a lot of people can be inspired. Thank you for being here, McDonald. Thank you. Um, but yeah, go ahead and please. Why are we here today?
Okay. First of all, thank you, DJ Kdot, for doing this for us. We appreciate it. Second of all, my name is actually Molly,
Molly. Sorry.
even though it looks like Molly Tolman. And Doc Tran is also present. Let me just give you a breakdown of our life story. I was born in Vietnam, so was Doc. He was born in 67, and I was born in 69.
Okay.
We were born during the war. I was brought to America in 1972. From the story that I was originally told is that our village was bombed and the majority of everybody in that village had died. And somehow I had survived, and supposedly my mother was killed and my little baby brother was killed. That was a story that I was seeing. Hi, Jazzy J. Thank you. So they ended up finding me, just wandering around, because that's what happened to a lot of the Vietnamese children that were mixed children back then during the war, and brought to different orphanages. So somehow I was told that I was brought to an orphanage outside in Saigon, but some that I was born in Bien Hoa supposedly, and then brought to the village in Saigon. Well, then we ended up coming out to America. Before me and my little brother came to America, we were supposed to be on one of the first planes that came out here to the United States, and it blew up in the midair with about 300 something children on there that were all Vietnamese children, and about 7 nuns that were also killed during that flight. And somehow I managed to be saved from that as well. So I had a lot of faith that saved me. So we did end up coming out here. We were adopted by this family here, me and my little brother. As you can see, here I am. Oops, wrong side. I have to remember what side I'm on. Here I am, the baby right here in the high chair. That's me. And then my little brother sitting next to me. And we both came from Vietnam together. This is also a picture of me from when I first got here to Vietnam.
Oops. Absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you. So I was 3 years old at the time that I was brought here. This wonderful family adopted us. They had already adopted 2 other children. We also made the Denver Post as being one of the first biracial family that these white people adopted. So that was pretty amazing. I spent all my years wondering if I ever had any family, or was I just going to be a Jason Bourne the rest of my life, and so on and so on. So that's basically my story in a nutshell. And then my niece, my mom had bought me a 23andMe years ago, and I was like, I don't want to, I'm not interested, didn't do it. And then my niece recently, probably within the year, had asked me if I would try it, and I decided to go ahead and do it. So I did the 23andMe and got connected with his son at the time that I thought was my cousin, because in the 23andMe, it doesn't really break it down as far as if you're really a cousin, a niece or nephew or anything like that. So it just said first cousin was his son. So we ended up connecting through Facebook and started talking, and he actually came out here about 6 months ago, and we hung out, had a great time, and I just felt like it was more than that because we were just so close in heart, and so much that we, felt like we both did that was a lot of like stuff. So anyways, then my mom, Lanny Tolman, who also was a part of Friends for All Children, who helped bring a lot of these Vietnamese children that were abandoned in Vietnam over here to the United States and helped them to be adopted out to different. So she was huge with this whole production of the war and the Vietnamese children. And this is actually our 50-year anniversary coming up in December for me and my little brother being here 50 years in the United States. Not to mention a whole bunch of other children out there that are my age now that were also brought over here from Vietnam, that we used to do every 10 years a reunion of all the adoptees that were adopted from Vietnam. We don't do that anymore, but last time we did it was, I want to say in 2010 maybe or something like that. So it was pretty amazing. So anyways, back to what I was saying. I went ahead and did Ancestry.me. Thank you, Yum. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Yum, and welcome to the show. Thank you.
And so I did the Ancestry.me, and in the meantime, his son Randall was saying that I don't think you're just my cousin. I think you might be related to my dad, but I wasn't really listening to him because his mother was also a Vietnamese about the same age as me, and she's half Black and half Vietnamese too. So she was another war baby, but she actually grew up in Vietnam with her mom until the age of like 12 before she died from cancer.
Okay.
And so I just thought that we had relations just because I was half Black, half Vietnamese. She was half Black, half Vietnamese,
Right.
After Ancestry.me, and I did that, it showed that this guy here, Duck Tran, was 22% DNA. Well, siblings are 25% DNA of each other. So we were 22%, meaning that he was my half brother. So we had the same mom but different dads. So I called Randall back up and said, "Who's Duck Tran?" Because they're saying that we're 22%. He said, "That's my dad. That's what I was telling you about. That my dad was born in Vietnam also, and his dad he's half white and half Vietnamese. So his dad was a white American soldier, I'm sure.
Okay.
And that's how most of us were created from Vietnam, was from the majority of the American soldiers, is what I want to say."
Okay.
Anyways, long story short, we ended up connecting and finding out that we were brother and sister. And he remembers back when he was younger having a sister. And I'm going to finish letting him tell you that part of the story. Go ahead, Doc. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Duck.
What I say?
You tell him about how you remember when you lived in Vietnam.
Okay. Now I live in Vietnam. The lady take care for me about I born about in a month. He give to her take care, and he take care. I don't know what year, and every Monday my mom he come. He pay for your meal. He pay for the Michelin. He pay for food, everything. And I don't know what happened. 75, he don't come anymore. And the lady, that's okay. He take care of me about 22 years. And now before I baby, I don't know. I 10-year old, 14-year old. Somebody tell me you had a my cheetah like that, like that, like that, like that. Because I don't know the name. I don't know nothing. What kind something? Nobody tell me. And that okay. He take care of me 22 years. And everybody remember who they say Duck and you go for America. It's better for you. You got a food money job, something like that, school. And I say I'm mad because I don't have nothing. I want to stay in Vietnam. I don't want to go America. Now everybody find out me go to work too far or something. He find out me say go ahead, go ahead. He tell me that look like the son. Go back American son. Okay, I applied again one more time. 88, 89. I'm from American. I live the Philippines like 6 months. I go to school, I go to work, do everything. He give me the food something American take care of from Philippines like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I guess so you got here around the late 80s is when you got to America, or was it
89. He came in
89?
89.
89
Yes.
from New Jersey. First time
And he
New
was
Jersey.
22 years old when he came to America.
Okay.
And
How was that? How was that? Because that's a total cultural shock. So
yes. How was it coming to America when you first get here?
Okay, because from America, because of the Catholic from New Jersey, the lady that one he he take care of Vietnam, he love Vietnam too, and he born me from New Jersey, and I
from
go
New
there,
Jersey.
yeah, New Jersey,
I'm from New Jersey. So
yeah, and
Nice.
somebody Vietnamese he man it look like a brother or something. He work inside a Catholic, and he don't give me to go to school. He give me to go to work, and about the food time or something before. Yeah, he need me go to work. Yeah, and that my mom he take care of me. He don't go to America with me. I do myself.
okay. So
Yeah,
so in that particular process, you coming to America, was your sister that you remember, was she also the inspiration for you to come here?
somebody tell me. I to me I don't know nothing. I think I need the mom first. And somebody tell me I have the sister. But right now I don't find out my mom. I don't find out my sister. What I do about family my mom? I'm hurt you. I want to look. I want who was it? Who is it? Let me know. Nobody tell me. I don't find out nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And we also have a question from Yum. What values that you have and that you would want to pass on today to today's generation? That's and you can you can answer that each separately.
Me personally, just love the people around you. When you meet somebody, love on them. Everybody wants to be loved. Everybody wants to be appreciated. Everybody wants to be known that you care about them, and that's huge. I think today's world, there's so much hate out here. It's just horrible, horrible, horrible. And I just think that it's time for us to love on each other. It is time for us to love on each other for sure.
Okay. And the same question for you,
Duck, what you think?
what's your response on that? What values that you have that you would want to pass on today's generation?
What kind of values? Like morals. What would you say for a family to?
Yeah. Now I'm happy. I got the family. I have a 4 kids. He born from New Jersey, and my kid he love me. I met the take care, go school. Right now, everybody big one, and he got it. My heart. He finished high school. He got a job. Everything I'm giving trouble, and every time he go out school, finish high school, everything he school. On go I do myself. Oh my God, I'm quiet. Talk to my name, my son. Talk to my name, my daughter. I'm quiet. I'm
Okay.
quiet. I'm say up there. Give me good luck like that. happy
Okay.
or something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
To answer Jazzy, uh he got here in 1989, and I
To the
believe he,
United States. Yeah, he never
yeah,
came to Colorado. He's actually just visiting.
right.
He came on the plane. What, Thursday? He came out here Thursday. That was our first time meeting ever, face to face with each other.
So what was that? What? Okay, so when you guys met each other for the first time for so long, like, what was that energy like? Was it
Oh my
like
God, wonderful!
like you knew him forever, or was it like how was
It's,
that?
my heart felt it. I felt really good. um it just felt, as soon as I met him, like we knew each other, like we'd been knowing each other for a long time. And I don't know about you, Doc, but I was happy. I couldn't wait. We
No,
hugged each
I'm very
other.
happy because my daughter Mickey and Randall he got it. Mickey he don't know, and he thinking, oh my God, I got it. Some more family like that. My father he had a sister or something. Oh my God, her very happy too. Yeah, her one because now he have a new job. He can go. I think the next July he come from here. He live 1 month, and he tell something. Everybody love my daughter.
Okay, that's what's up.
Actually, his
Now,
daughter
how
looks
old is
a
your
lot
daughter?
like me. That's the crazy thing, is his daughter, the youngest one, and he has 4 kids, and I have 3 kids.
Okay,
And when my son found out that this was his biological uncle, he jumped up, ran over there, gave him the biggest hug ever, and was like, "Oh my gosh, Unc!" Because they know my life story. They know that I've always been in search of trying to find my biological family, anything. But he jumped up immediately and gave him a big old hug and said, "Welcome, Uncle," and it was beautiful. And my other two did the same thing. They did the same thing with Randall when they first met him. I wanted to also interrupt real quick and show you. This is a picture of our mother, which I never saw.
absolutely gorgeous, absolutely
Thank
gorgeous.
you. And so this is the mother we shared.
Mm.
So it was just.
About I'm young before you. I'm young before. Look like that.
Oops, sorry.
Let's get a close up real quick. Let's get a close up.
1996.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
know that's right.
yeah, yeah.
And then this was me coming to the United States, and this is what my passport looks like. Sorry.
Oh yeah, you look just like your mama.
Yes.
Yep. You look just like your mother.
So this was
Oh,
the first time ever I even knew that she even existed, because I was always told that she was killed. Here's the other thing, is that when he was living out in Vietnam, he had a lot of caretakers that were taking care of him as a little boy, and he remembers that there was actually a picture of me and him together before somebody came and got me and said they'd be right back with me, and never came back. And that's how I ended up in the orphanage, never to be seen again.
and forgive me, I'm getting a little emotional.
No, that's okay. Thank you.
Because I come from a large family, and um, to be somewhere and absolutely not know, well, first of all, who you are, your family, you're just like having to figure out what to do in this big planet called Earth, and it's just sorry.
No, it's been
I just think it's beautiful that you guys found each other again, and it's
Thank you. You're paused there for a bit. I want to tell you that I wish you could have seen my family last night when I showed them and told them I put this whole big surprise together for the entire family, and I read off to each and every person I invited, which was about 25 to 30 people personally, that I just were close and deep to my heart, and that were invited to come to my little celebration. And they didn't really, everybody kept wondering what I was trying to do, and who I was, they were all asking questions, whose surprise birthday party is it, this and that. And so when I told, broke it down and said, told my mom and dad, who my dad has passed away now, but just went through my whole spiel on everybody that I invited and how they meant so much in my life and who they were in my life at this point and what part of my path they had been on and everything else and how much I appreciate them, and told them about his son who was here last night with us. And I introduced him to them and said, this I thought was my cousin. And then come to find out he's not my cousin, he's my nephew. And they all just broke down into tears and it was beautiful. And then I said, and not only I want you to meet someone else. And I brought out Doc and said, and this is my actual brother.
Right.
And they all broke down into tears. And then I showed them the picture of my mom and they all broke down tears. And I said, and now you guys have to love on them because we're their family now. He came over here by himself. He didn't have nobody. And so at least I was adopted into a family, which I could at least say that they might not look like me, but at least they cared for me and they loved me just like any family would, And so I can't even be mad about that. But he came over here completely by himself and started a family.
So we're going to get into a few more questions, if you don't mind.
No, not at all.
From our audience members. Do you have the same memories when you were young?
No.
No? Okay.
Tell him how no. You can tell him when you were younger. He lived in Vietnam and I lived in the United States. That's why I don't speak Vietnamese. Otherwise, I'd be speaking Vietnamese right now. He speaks fluently, and I wish I did. I did when I came over here, but I don't anymore.
Well, because I want to go around outside something. I want to go to school. The lady take care of me. He go to look like the wood. He take care of me. Go at the door, high school something, and he go home. I go out. I walk around. Okay, the same time I go home. Her don't know. Her take care of me like that too. He good girl too. He give me food. He take care go to school. He take care of everything.
That's beautiful. At least he found
somebody
that brought
That's
him
awesome. We have another question from one of our audience members, Yum. She said, "What are the biggest challenges or hardships that you have overcome?" And that's a question for each of you.
Well, my biggest challenges were I grew up in Evergreen, predominantly all white, with nobody looking anything like me, hardly at all. And that was a huge challenge for me because I didn't know how to relate, and then of course back then there were no Asians that were really around. We were all spread out amongst the United States, so there wasn't anybody who even looked like me. So it was really tough. I had some hard times. I mean, I went through some really dark depression, dark moments. Faith, for one. I believe in the good Lord up above always, number one. And second of all, the other thing is I had a best friend. I have a best friend who her name was Sheer at the time. Still is. But her and I grew up together, and I went to her house many times and cried on her shoulder, and she lifted me up. So, if you have that one, and then my brothers and sisters from my adoptive family that have always been good to me, So it's just, if you can turn to somebody and help overcome, is great. If you have to go to therapy, I'm not mad at you either. But somehow, whenever you're depressed and you really feel like you're just so down in the dark and you just can't get out of it, turn to somebody, anybody. I don't care who it is. Somebody that you feel comfortable with.
Okay.
What about you?
Same question for you. The question was, what is the biggest challenges and hardships that you have that you had to overcome?
Me?
Yeah. Like times that you had hard times, what did you do to help yourself?
Okay. Now I tell you one more time. Because I'm married, I know my wife. I have a kid, I know my kid. He called me father. Now I have my sister. I love him more. Somebody call me Uncle Doug. Everybody call me like that. I love him more. And I don't know what I do. and I want all the time, every time I have to my sister. I have my sister. I have to together. Baby, the family her, like that. Not a said to me. My kid very give me her very nice. I want my family take care of her something too. I want like that.
Okay.
I father, I talk like good. Nobody don't listen to me. I want like that.
So were there any challenges that you had to overcome being here?
When you came here, well, he did overcome a lot of challenges. Just the language barrier alone was huge.
Okay.
Communication was one of the biggest challenges I know he
I
faced.
I want I want right now too because I don't make sure her say he her where you her live and where you her want or something. I go with her too. I don't forget. That's okay. But then my daughter, my son, he got job, he got house, everything. I want live together with her too. I don't
Okay. So
forget.
we're gonna take it a little bit back with you, Mally. Uh, uh, we're gonna start with okay. So when you got here, as far as the orphanage, how long were you in the orphanage before you were actually adopted?
That's a good question. I'm just gonna kind of give you a prediction because I really don't know and nobody really
Okay.
knows.
No
Um,
problem.
probably for a good 3 months. I'm sure 3 to 6 months. I would estimate as what. Um, I came. I actually have a bag full of clothes that I came with when I came to the United States, and I've kept those clothes ever since. And I was 3 at the time. So.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay.
Mhm.
So when this family adopted you, was this a two-parent household?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Hmm.
So did they? So did it feel? I know you guys look different, obviously,
Right.
but as a family, did it feel awkward? Or was it just love? It was
You
just
know, um, well, every family has their moments, of trying to fit in and be a part of family. Because remember, they adopted 6 kids altogether.
okay.
5 kids. I'm sorry, 5 kids altogether. And the 2 older ones, they came from California, so they came from the United States. It was us 3 younger ones that all came from Vietnam. I had a little sister that joined our family later on in life. She was, I think I was about 8 and she was 6 when she came and joined us, and she was also from Vietnam. It was in terrible state. Me and my little brother, we were in a terrible state at the time because we were malnutrition.
Okay.
We had infested worms in us, so we were pretty sick.
Oh
Um,
wow.
yeah, so our parents had faced a lot of challenges just with that alone. Um, they, some of these kids came with polio. Remember, they spread all that Agent Orange down, so a lot of these kids were sick because of that. I mean, there was a lot of kids that didn't walk very good. So that was one of the challenges my parents faced, not to mention us fitting in the neighborhood because, again, we're just coming out of segregation, you know. So here we are in 1972, and, Dr. Martin Luther King was just killed not long prior to that. And then you have people like Muhammad Ali who didn't want to go to war and refused to go. And then you had a lot of brothers that were sent to war that didn't want to go. And, so coming into a white family where that wasn't normal to have a bunch of black kids in a white family at that during that time was huge. So
So
my parents would have people say to them, nigger lover, or why'd you adopt them black kids, or things like that, or where's your real kids? And my parents would say these are my real kids. So they
so
didn't.
they kind of went through backlash for even adopting you guys, right?
Yes,
And
absolutely.
your brothers and sisters were the rest of those kids were white. Is that what you're saying?
The 2 sisters that they were biologically connected to my parents were white, and then my 2 older brothers, well, one was Mexican and then the other one was black.
Okay. Okay. We have another question. Uh, do you mind naming the orphanage? And was it in Colorado?
No, the orphanage was in Vietnam, and I have no idea the name of the orphanages, but there was several of them. I don't know how many they had, but remember during that time, a lot of babies were abandoned because of mixture. Again, us being not pure Vietnamese, they tend to get rid of the black babies that were half black and half Vietnamese because they were going to be abandoned in Vietnam anyways, um, because of a racial issue. Period. So that was
Okay.
huge. Yes.
Okay. Um, wow. Amazing. Uh, yeah, I agree with you, Yum. And we also have another question from Yum, and what was it? Um, what are your future plans now as a family?
Oh, that's so sweet. I'm glad you asked me that. Yes, we plan on doing more together. We plan on loving on each other. Our kids are loving on each other. We're happy to be together, and we're happy to know that each other is here for each other. We're never gonna disconnect again. I can tell you that. We call each other on a regular. This was the first time I said that my family got to meet them last night. Him for
Hmm.
the first time, and we're Tolmans, and my mom and my sister and my brothers all said, "You're a Tolman now. We don't care. You don't have to change your name, but you're a part of us now, and you're not going anywhere." And everybody exchanged numbers. We all just really connected, and it was great. My family took him and his kids in, and we had some FaceTime. It was great. So we're all just playing. And in fact, in 2 years, him and I want to take our kids to Vietnam. We're gonna go see the motherland. That's what we want to do, and we're gonna try and maybe see what's going on, if our mom's still alive or if she's out there, or what the deal is. But yes, that's our plan in the next couple of years. That's what we want to do.
Okay, so it's a possibility that your mother is still living then.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
it's a good possibility. Yes,
Okay, that man, that would be love
incredible.
to hear that update. I agree.
Thank you.
That's that was absolutely awesome. Okay, so and I know I'm an activist. DJ knows me very well. I hope you get to know him. Um, I think you can get to know her very well because she's and Darlene, she is a huge activist,
Yeah,
OG in the community. The situations with Elijah McClain, some certain
we
situations.
actually started the whole protesting, believe it or not, because when they were starting the whole George Floyd thing downtown in Denver, um, I had asked my daughter who was the young man that was killed during that time and what was his name, because nobody even said anything. They completely ignored it, the whole 9 yards. And while they were yelling George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, all the rest of these guys, I said, hold up, we need to be yelling Elijah McClain. He's from our neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
He's from our state. Why are we worried about these other guys? We need to be worried about what happened in our state. And we started yelling Elijah McClain. And
Yep.
so, everybody else, after that, then, we got our big wigs, that joined us, and then later on started yelling his name as well. I actually spoke with Elijah McClain's mom, and we had some great conversation about everything. My daughter went to the Boys and Girls Club with him and said that
Okay.
he was a real nice kid. And it's just very unfortunate that what happened to him. And I still believe that they could have did more, and I don't have a lot of faith in our law, as you guys could see with the abortion rights and all that going on now. So
I would agree.
I don't have a lot of faith in our justice system at all.
Yeah, I call it the criminal legal system.
Mm,
Nowadays, it's just legal. It's not even justice. It's whatever.
yeah.
Um, So to go back into your story a little bit, um, Mally, uh, is the thing is when you got here and you were how was school? What was that like?
Well, in the beginning, it was horrible because, again, language barrier back then. When I was 3 and 4, I spoke Vietnamese. That's all I could speak was Vietnamese, and so I struggled trying to communicate. And as I got older, between 5 and 6, I slurred a lot of my words, and they made fun of me for that, because I couldn't say my R's, I couldn't say my M's. There's just a lot of stuff I couldn't say, and back then it was horrible as a kid. Kids are bullies, and if they think that they can bully you and clown you, they will, and they did. And it was horrible. And as I started to get older and started to know my community, because then it was a small community, Evergreen had about 5,000 people in the whole entire community, so we all knew each other. And after that, as we started growing closer together, and my language started leaving me, and now I can speak full English and no Vietnamese at all. It calmed down quite a bit.
Wow. Okay. Was there any? Okay, so let's talk about the bullying real quick, right? What were some things that the kids did?
Oh, I got called the N-word every day. Every
Oh,
day. No question asked. Every day I had to fight for my color. Every day. So that was really, really tough.
wow.
Yes,
Wow.
I agree,
Yeah, I agree with that. Absolutely. Yeah, people are coming in. So
Nice.
I'm trying to keep up with y'all comments. I promise. uh, um, Steve, I'm glad. It's uh, I'm glad that they're safe as well. I agree.
Let me
Um,
let me run back one more time for you. I was watching a documentary one time about the war, the Vietnam War, and the black people that were in the war. And,
okay.
and there was a brother that had said, and I agree with him. He was like, if Dr. King had just been assassinated, they were out there in Vietnam fighting, and the Vietnamese were saying, why are you guys trying to fight with us? This isn't even your war. The hell, they just killed your leader, and you guys are out here fighting in Vietnam. I agree. It was horrible. Why were our people out there fighting in Vietnam knowing that they didn't even care about us out here?
Mm, mm. I mean, so so how were you when Dr. King passed away?
I wasn't born yet. I was born in '69.
69.
Yes, and
Okay.
he was killed in '68.
68. That is true. Okay, yeah, that is true. Yeah, that's all.
My grandmother, and she's got dementia now, but she was 9 years old. She said, or no, not 9 years old. I'm tripping because she wouldn't be my grandmother. But she remembers when Dr. King, and she's a white grandma. She remembers when Dr. King got killed, and she said that was the most horrible day of her life.
Hmm.
Was when Dr. King got killed.
Okay. Wow.
Yes, it did.
I'm sorry you had to go through that, but has made you a strong woman. I would agree. Um,
Yes, absolutely.
so in this particular experience, is this the reason why you started advocating in the communities that you advocated,
Yes,
or
absolutely.
communities,
I really
or from
believe
your
in
life
right is
experiences?
right. Yes, I believe that right is right and wrong is wrong. And our justice system again doesn't defend who we are as a nation, or as the black nation, I would say. Um,
Okay.
it used to be that you're right until proven guilty, and it's not even like that anymore. You're guilty until you're proven right, and it's horrible. It's just horrible. So
Wow. Um, so when you were growing up, when was the first? Do you remember the first encounter that you actually had with a black person that looked like you?
I was 8 years old.
How was that feeling? if
Oh
you
my
remember.
God, it was. I ran. I wanted to run to that person, hug on them, hang out with them, know something about. It was like I was an alien from another planet or something. It was crazy. I just so happened to be, and it wasn't because my parents sheltered us. I think it was just more that they were trying to keep us because we had had so much trauma in our life from the war, and that I would. Let me give you, for instance, when I came to America, we lived in Evergreen where they would actually land the planes, the Flight for Life planes over by one of the churches in Evergreen. And whenever I'd hear that helicopter, I'd take off running and go hide because that's all I remember as a child. And it was just a reaction. So
Still is.
Wow. Wow.
it's crazy. Yeah.
That is crazy. I mean,
That was
wow.
trauma.
So on that particular, so you're going through school, um, um, were were there any allies at school that did embrace you and like, okay, regardless of your skin color or even of your culture, um, did they still embrace you?
I'm sorry. You said what happened? Say it one more time. I'm sorry.
Okay, so when as you were going to school, did you have any allies as far as people like that were friends and you were like, no, we love you and we embrace you? Um,
I did. I really had more embracement from my siblings. My older sister, who I love so much, she would tell me, "Don't let those white people." She was white, She'd be like, "Don't let the white people get to you. Show me who they are. I'll beat them up." That kind of stuff. I'm sorry
right.
about your brother. Um, and my cousins too. My cousin went to school with me. Him and I were a year and a half apart, and he was white, and he'd um he'd help me out anytime that I got called the N word or something. I had to fight these kids, and remember we're first and second grade, so these are little guys. As we started getting older, they started seeing the wrong they were doing, and um, it started to change things. I think the whole system changed about third grade
Okay. Okay.
for me.
Um,
What about you, Doc? Did you have any racial
did you, yeah,
discrimination
what was that like?
where you lived at?
Live where?
When you lived in Jersey, was it Jersey?
Yeah, New Jersey, Abbey Hill Park, lúc lại là Irvington.
Were people good to you when you first got here, or were they?
Yeah, because he give me go to he told me go to the work something. Them give me school, and that okay. I work, I got money, I pay for rent or something too.
Wow. Okay. Oof. Um, so was it, um, I guess, so obviously you said you have three children.
Me? Yes.
You
Yes.
have three children. Um, so are you currently married, single?
No, I'm single now. I'm
Single.
single.
I mean, how was it? You still being new to this and everything, and you're growing up, and um, how was dating as a teen or
It was
how?
different. So, uh, it was hard. I don't mean to, downgrade any race or anything, but I really wasn't into the white people. I really wanted to know about my own culture. I knew who I was. I believed in my identity, and I just need to get with the right people to feel it. You know what I mean?
Okay, okay,
And so I held out. I did a little dating here and there, and this wasn't my cup of tea. And when I finally got to Denver, about I'd say 19 was when I was really doing, getting to know my people, dating black men, that kind of stuff.
okay, okay. I have you have a question. How long will Duck be in Colorado?
Oh, that's so sweet. He's here till Monday, so we just been enjoying each other. He's been cooking up a storm in my kitchen, and I love him. He's a great cook. I thought I was a good cook.
So where is he currently stay? Where do you currently stay, Duck?
Duck, where you stay at?
For what?
Where you live?
Oh, I did South Carolina, Mother Beach.
Myrtle Beach. And now I got another spot to go visit.
Oh man, it's beautiful out there
Yeah,
too.
beautiful, but I too because I live there about 4 years, 4 years and a half something.
And I know the seafood is good too.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh man, okay. Well that's a wonderful place to go and visit. Yum. Single to mingle. Yep, yep. Okay.
Yes.
And because right now I look around the part of warm too hot, something better for me. Because New Jersey and Chicago, a lot of cold, really, I'm old.
Yeah, a lot
Okay.
warmer down there than our snow.
So your father's side. When did you ever meet your father?
Who, me or Doc?
Both of you guys.
I've never met him.
Okay.
No.
We're
Never met him.
both just I think we're both on the same thing.
Okay.
Doc has his papers are a little different from my papers, but
That one of my paper here, I born in Vietnam, Habito. I happen to her name and my mom and only my name. That's it. The year, the day, everything.
Okay.
Yeah, my baby.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are still on the search for them, basically.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. You just want to at least have that particular closure.
Well, it's amazing because again, the reason why I wanted to do this story was to encourage people to really find their roots. It's okay, and don't be disappointed. Don't be disappointed. Yep, I hear you, Jay-Z. Don't be disappointed in the reaction of other people that you're related to, because either they're in shock to find out that you're related to them, or because they don't want to have nothing to do with you. It's okay. At least you answered some of your questions, and I think that's huge. And I don't think anybody should be depressed behind that. I don't think they should go kill themselves. I think they should just move on. If for whatever reason that person doesn't want to accept you, it's okay. But at least it answered your question. And I think that's where we have to come, because I think a lot of people are scared to do these 23andMe's, to do these ancestries, because they're scared of what's going to happen, if it's going to be a denial situation. I really and truly believe that my dad doesn't even know I exist. That's what I believe.
I guess this is a question for Duck. She said
Wakama? What's Wakama?
I have no idea. Either.
Do you know what Wakama is? We don't know what that is.
That I will buy him lunch.
He accepts.
Nothing wrong with that, right? Nothing wrong with that.
Yes.
So you like I said, you guys have been through a lot. So did you? I mean, did any? And this is a question for both of you, because I stress mental health and therapy consistently on my show. So do the triumphs and the struggle. Have you guys received any type of therapy to get through some of the traumas that you guys experienced?
Well, I wouldn't say, my mom, after my parents got a divorce, my mom did try to take us to family therapy to try to work through those kind of challenges and things like that. And, it was through a Black therapist, which, okay, it kind of helped and stuff. But Yum says it's in Myrtle Beach. The place is in Myrtle Beach. And so I overcame that stuff. I think that through my close friend Shira and some of my other close friends, Nicole Mellons and Cheryl, I just think that those are the people I turn to because I trust, and I just have my own kind of trust of things, anyways. And it helped me to release as much of stuff that was going on in me as I possibly could. And I think that everybody needs to do that. Release as much as you can. Don't hold nothing in. Do it in a valuable way. If therapy is what works for you, great. If smoking a fat J works for you, I understand. I mean, everybody has. If alcohol, as long as it doesn't make you go crazy, works for you,
Right,
go for it.
right,
It's
right.
whatever works for that person. What about you, Doc? Did you need
Doug, what
to
about you?
anybody? Therapy, talk to anybody,
Help. Did
cleansing.
you need help?
Oh,
He had
yeah.
Buddha.
I'm from Buddha.
Where's Buddha?
I said, but you have something because that's okay. My sister he needs something. I have to her somebody help my sister too. I love like that. Yeah, because I don't know what happened. My sister he needs something. He wanted something too. And now I thinking, oh my God, I got it. Only her, family her too.
No.
Everything call me. Yeah, I'm very happy.
Wow. Okay. Okay. I know that's right. Um, Jazzy J. I definitely
I hear you. Good Lord up above.
amen on that. Um,
Yes.
but I've also gotten therapy a while ago, and I think honestly, if I didn't have therapy, I wouldn't know what type of person I was. Or you kind of start from the beginning, from your childhood, and you work your way up. It's almost kind of like you telling a story, your own
Yes.
story, and what your triggers are, and why you're like this, or you get why you pick this up from your mom, or why do you pick this up from your father, or something like that. So this is kind of and so when you did when did your parents get a divorce?
I was in seventh grade when they ended up divorcing.
Was that
Uh,
hard on you?
in some ways it was because I was really closer to my dad at the time than my
Okay.
mom. And to see him leave our household that he had been a provider of because he was a chemical engineer, and
Okay.
he worked at different laboratories, and it was hard to see him go when I was closer to him, at the time.
I mean, you were. It seemed like you was daddy's girl, definitely.
And I was daddy's boy too because my brothers weren't really good at sports, and I was like a sports fanatic. I loved soccer, and I played soccer, did a little bit of basketball, but I was more of a track chick. So I
Also,
did.
okay, so you got down with the boys, and
Yeah,
you
I sure did, and I wasn't scared to do anything. I did it all. I wanted to play football, but girls couldn't play football, so I was fine with that. But my dad loved it. My brothers were kind of scary when it came to athletics. So,
okay. Wow. Okay. Wow.
what about you, Doc? Did you play any
Yeah,
sports?
I play game. Like to read. I play a little bit too good. And because I live in Vietnam, and I remember before a long time for the Vietnam, and I from American. Somebody a long name. I do know a little bit, and everybody he know my name. I take the easy name. Somebody call my name American name Henry.
Oh, his
Uh,
American name is Hen. They give him an American name, Henry.
Oh,
So
did they?
yeah,
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 because
yeah,
like you guys know when you go into those like nail shops and stuff, they'll say I'm Kimberly, and you're like,
yeah,
that is not a Vietnamese name.
yeah. Somebody don't name can call my name Doug or something,
Right.
and then the name Henry.
So they gave him the name
Yeah,
Henry.
and now I go American 1989. I come back 1999. I talk about before. Somebody can say, "What? You go American long year like that? You know number before?" I'm hurt here, man. I'm hurt here. I
Yeah.
don't forget. I'm hurt. And now I'm go American. I don't forget. I don't remember. How about name? And the mile or something. All the time I think okay. Long time, one time, long time, one time. I'm forget. Oh my God, everybody know my name. And then he say, Doug, what's my name? Henry, what's my name? Okay, I'm sorry, I forget. I say you young girl. Okay, I don't say you old girl. Funny. Yeah. Oh my God, everybody love me too. Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Wow.
Yeah.
So so Duck, now is Duck, are you married at all, or I know you said you had kids?
Yeah, I had married in 1991. Her meet look like me too, my sister too. Yeah.
Okay. So
And
how was that dating in America? How was that for you? Was that
oh, what that mean?
How did you like dating in America? Did you find your Randall's mom in the United States, or you guys found each other in Vietnam?
Okay, now I tell you.
Oh, okay, yeah. Listen
Okay,
to this
now I
story.
tell
This is a
you.
good
Oh my
story.
God, and I thinking. Okay. First of all, I tell you, the funny, not mad. Okay, from New Jersey,
Oh, thank you, Jazz.
somebody in the young girl, come in American from New Jersey, and everybody guy and
Mark,
go
praying
take
for you.
care the food, everything. How about man go from New Jersey? Nobody said something. Nobody say hello. Only man come. Hey, you come here first time you come in America. That's it like that. No take care everything. You know.
okay?
Yeah. And the family, you have a young lady. Oh my God, you don't care. You got food, you got a car, you got everything. You see, huh? And the family, my wife, he come 4 people, father, sister, and brother, 4 people together. And right now, only her, three people died. And my friend he showed me, hey, Doug, I have one family come today from Vietnam, from New Jersey, and you come say something. I say no, I don't want it.
Okay.
Now, oh my God, talk about me and her, big trouble in my language. Hey, I tell somebody tell me you marry her. Her crazy, I marry her. Somebody friend show her you marry Henry Doug something. This guy crazy, I marry him. They said like that. Now I know what happened. To do together. And I don't care. And now I need my family now. I need baby too. Yeah. And I go her go to school. I go to work. Have something together.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she spoke full Vietnamese, which was good. She was half black and half Vietnamese.
Right.
Well, are you Mally, are you currently learning Vietnamese now, or
You know, Doc been trying to teach me this weekend. And
okay?
he said, you learn Vietnamese. I said, right. I need to. But my lips just won't maneuver around it for some reason.
I tell her go back Vietnam. Come back. You
Yeah.
come
Right.
back. I say, you know my language. You come back, talk to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
So have y'all came up with a certain type of a schedule when maybe like as far as when it comes to
Dates.
visiting and all that type, is that like once a year, twice a year? Have y'all came up
Oh,
with?
not yet. You know, his daughter's gonna come down hopefully in a couple weeks to come
Okay.
stay. His son is moving here from Houston, and he's gonna be his other half is gonna be working at the university right down the street from my house. So we're gonna be like more in touch with each other.
Okay.
But him and I stay good in touch.
Because I work, I have insurance, pay for a baby, pay for me, pay for my wife too. Okay. And I didn't have the first daughter
Nice.
and the one second son. I think I stop. I don't want no more. Okay.
Mhm.
I don't want baby no more. Nobody have me. And Mickey, that one accident. And
Don't be telling her that.
no, I
Oh,
tell
okay, you better use
accident
it.
upon my accident and
Oh,
the
okay.
this guy doctor he problem too.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Because I do now my wife do stuff
Right.
no baby.
Okay.
And
Right.
you don't see he do the inside for baby like that
Yeah.
from outside. Mickey live outside like that. The 10 doctor he look at it, oh my God, Everybody tell me, sue him, sue him.
Oh, because he said
Yeah.
you couldn't have no more babies, and Mickey just came.
Right.
Oh, okay, I got you.
And
She was a surprise baby.
I tell, I can myself because I take care of everything. I didn't. Okay, he tell me he take care of my baby Mickey. Good, no trouble. I say
Right.
you talk good, you do good. I don't sue you nothing. I don't listen somebody outside.
And she really is a good girl. She's
Right.
a sweetheart.
Right. Now you see, I tell you, I need some more baby. I need a family. I don't care about a throw away baby something. I never hit. You talk to my
Thank
son.
you,
I talk to
Jazzy.
my daughter. I never hit. I never.
No.
I talk. You think so? Sometimes you talk my son Randall and Mickey and family. I never hit, fight something. I talk. Somebody quiet.
That's good because I put a foot in my kids.
He know listen my language. He know everything too. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I never hit and I never fight.
Mm-mm.
And I do somebody the nail shop, the old lady something, white old lady. I talk about like that. They say, "Oh, you're good with father, Henry. You're good father. You're good father.
He is a
Take
good
care of
father. They
everything."
love him.
And you go yourself like that. I don't think so. Somebody have the. I tell you something. Somebody have the mother. I don't know what happened. He don't like mother. But he have mother. How about me? I need mother. I don't have mother. Oh my God, what I do? I see somebody friend like that. He have mother. He don't take care of mother. I think everything I remember from here. I don't know what happened. Yeah. I need
Right.
mother. I don't have mother. But somebody have mother, but he don't take care of mother.
I agree.
And how about I from here the long time and holiday, July 4, Mother Day, Father Day, everything the holiday I know, I remember. I say good for the food, for take care of mother, only one day. 1 year I have 1 day like that.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. 100%.
yeah.
Um. Well, I mean, so can you explain, Mally, what inspired you to want to be more involved with the community? What were some of the things that you wanted to
Well,
do?
I had some great teachers that were inspirations to me that got me into the whole teaching program,
Okay.
and I've been teaching for 20 years.
Ooh.
Right here at MLK.
Well, I went to MLK.
Did you? You might
Yeah.
have been one of my students.
Yep. I was. I went there. Let's see, 94, 90, 90, 96, no, 97, 97 to 98.
Okay,
99.
so
I'm sorry.
at that time,
99.
my ex's mom worked over there. So you might remember Miss Billy Richmond. Miss Richmond, she worked over there for a while as a.
Did you know Miss Washington?
I've heard of that name, Washington. Do you know what her first name was?
I don't remember her first name. I know she was I think she was like a history teacher or social studies teacher. I think she was a social studies teacher.
I think it's familiar. I didn't really start. I've taught over there for the last 10 years, I would say, but
Okay.
I've been teaching around the district the whole time. So she knows Tay. Yes, I know Tay Anderson. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Actually, Tay was one of the ones that did the whole help. Finally, started working on the Elijah McClain stuff too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, moving forward, I mean, what are some things that you want to see different? Uh, because I know, you know,
Yeah.
the whole gentrification type situations are going on in
Yes.
lower the more of the east side. Uh, 5 points and stuff like that. How do you feel about that? Like, how do you feel?
Well, what I'm bothered about is, first of all, 5 points is always going to be 5 points. Okay. We're
Okay.
not changing that to Reno, none of that other stuff. We're keeping 5 points as 5 points. They need to make that very clear. We shouldn't be changing that. The second thing is that it's time for them to stop redlining us and just putting and putting numbers on us. You know,
I agree.
That's the worst part. So
I agree. 100%. I agree on that. 100%.
We have so many challenges yet to finish. Oh, Jeff. Yes, I know Jeff. I've heard of Jeff. Yes. But I just feel like that we still have a lot of challenges to overcome. Housing crisis is going on right now that we're in. The Biden administration, I really had at one point respect for Biden coming in and getting rid of Donald Trump and all that that craziness.
Right.
But he's not doing any better, so I can't even be happy with him either. I'm just not happy with either of them. I don't mean to switch everything over to politics, but I'm just saying,
right.
I just think there's so many challenges we still have to face, and it's only fair that there's got to be a way for our Black community to come together and start working together. That's my biggest thing is our Black community, and these kids stop killing each other. I've had 6 students in the last 6 months that have been killed or killed somebody.
We need a rent cap housing really bad in Aurora. Held policy.
Absolutely, and in Denver too. In Denver too.
So how can we? You being an educator, my sister's actually an educator too. So I have nothing but high regards for you guys. How can we mitigate? How can we mitigate? How can we mitigate the issues in our society as far as these young kids from killing each other? How can we mitigate that without necessarily, I guess, saying always blaming them, even though they're actually committing an act? But it does take a village, and what can we do? What resources can be put out there to prevent certain things like this from happening in our community?
I think for one is that we need to have our policing know our community, kind of like that Andy Griffith show. Let's think about it. Barney Rubble and them knew their community. 2, parents. Be parents. Stop being friends. Start parenting your kids and stop allowing for disrespectfulness from them. First and foremost, it starts at 3 and 4 years old. Stop it then. It's not cute. I think a lot of these young parents think, he just said this or that. That's cute. When no, that's inappropriate. It's disrespectful. Stop it now. Then the other thing is support our teachers. Parents, stop saying that ain't my kid. My kid wouldn't do nothing like that. Really? It is your kid doing that. And if you don't stop now, it's going to get worse later. And we are so out of control with the gun violence. I had one kid, the 14-year-old that just recently got killed, the 14, 15-year-old over here on Peoria. His dad gave him a gun, $200, and the car keys. Told him, have a great time, be careful, and I'll be back in town on Sunday. He just wrote his death sentence. That's horrible. That's just one of many that have pulled that.
Wow.
And I agree with you, Jazzy. The gang mentality, stop. The sagging of the pants, come on. I tell my kids all the time, no girl is going to like you with them sagging pants. Pull your pants up. You look like an idiot. Be honest with these kids. Stop being nice to them. Oh, that's going to hurt his feelings. Really? They didn't think about our feelings when our teachers told us to stop being a knucklehead, stand your ass over there in the corner until you can get it together. That kind of stuff. Our teachers were allowed to whoop us. So, I just think we're
right.
Too much tiptoeing around.
Well, all right. Well, what about Okay. For instance, what about do you feel that there needs to be more therapists in the school?
Absolutely. And I know that Denver Public Schools has stepped it up a few notches with mental health in all our school systems, which you and I both know we could have used that back when we were in high school. I
Oh
know
yeah,
I could have used it for sure.
yeah. I graduated from George Washington, so
Okay, so right. And
yeah.
me being up in Evergreen and having just so many, I had a teacher that started a whole race war in my classroom behind that skinheads and are you for skinheads or against? And I told her, no, I don't want to do this because it's going to turn into a racial situation. Oh, no, it won't. We're okay. First thing comes out of one of the white kids' mouth. Well, I don't think black and white should mix because I saw a spotted baby. That was the first conversation that started the whole. So, no, the kinds of things that we need to start controlling, let's start with the kids first.
Okay.
Quit allowing them to be out in the streets to do whatever. There's nothing on the streets that they need. Second of all, mental health is huge. Absolutely. We have got to get that under control.
Well, now you said that they stepped it up more. So what is that as far as Denver Public Schools? What does that look like? Where have they improved?
Well, I know that we have counselors in our school, and I know that when the kids are having issues and stuff, that they're able to actually ask to go see the counselor, and they immediately release them. Absolutely. I know that sometimes the kids will even talk to us and we jump on it right away. I unfortunately disagree with Tay Anderson. I love him to death, but I disagree with him. We need our policing back into the school system so we as teachers can feel safe. We can't carry guns, but they are allowed to. And if we're going to have people shooting up these schools or doing drive-bys, then I want to be able to be safe walking to my car and with a policeman armed in our school and talking to our students, because our students will assault us at times from just shoving into us or just doing things that they know they shouldn't be doing. And yeah, we could probably press charges, but that's not it. We want them to understand that there's certain things that you're not allowed to do when touching the stuff, when touching anybody,
Okay. Okay. Um. One sec.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, I think that's best anyway because
So
6 o'clock.
I think me personally, and this is just my preference because I'm not saying that I have a bias against police or anything like that, but I do have an issue with them. But
Yeah, I agree.
I do believe I would say more security in the schools with guns, because reason why I say that is because we're allowed to hold them more accountable.
Yes.
Because they're security, so they can't do any type of, they don't have necessarily a union to cover up some of their misconducts and stuff like that, and some and they're not only they can be taught more be more customer service oriented with hospitality and dealing with kids. And
Sure, and then and I can see where you're coming from on that one. I agree, absolutely.
yeah, because but I don't agree with because I think they had some type, not necessarily Denver schools, but other schools, they were talking about giving teachers guns, and I'm like, no, that's just too much.
I don't want to carry a gun in my school. I'm never going to.
Right, and that's just doing too much. So I got to be a security personnel and a teacher. Like, y'all don't even pay me enough for that. That's crazy.
No, that's 2 jobs.
Yeah, that's 2 jobs.
I'm only here to do one. And I agree with you too, Jay-Z. We do need real therapists in these schools, and I do think that some of them are trained through their degrees, like social services and things of that nature, Mike, what are you doing? Oh my gosh.
That's my cousin right there.
You're kidding. That's Big Mike.
Wow. I just had to see you, that's all.
That's so sweet. Thank you, Mike. Smooches.
Hi. Take it easy.
That boy could sing. Him and my ex, when you guys were talking about relationships, I had 3 kids by him. They were in a group, and they actually opened up for Juneteenth, one year, and sang. The group. Mike has a voice for days.
Wow.
I don't know how, but he is phenomenal. He is. My kids call him Uncle Mike. So.
Oh, he calls him Uncle Mike.
Yeah, my kids call him Uncle Mike. So that's crazy. How close we are.
So before we wrap this up, how what are the age ranges in your
my kids?
your kids? Yeah.
My daughter is 22. My son is 25. Malcolm in the middle. Malik is 26, and Maya is 22.
Oh, okay. So all your kids is grown.
Yes. I am free from that raising anymore. I have 2 beautiful grandkids, one from each of my sons.
Okay.
My 5-year-old and a brand new baby that's upstairs. I'm surprised you guys didn't hear her hollering. She's 6 weeks old, precious. I feel like my world is whole.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome.
And now that Duck has been a part of my life, and his kids. Duck, how old are your kids?
Xin chào young man. Thank you.
She just found her brother not too long ago, Mike.
How old are your kids? Randall or Mickey is
First time Michelle, second one Richard, the third one Mickey.
Mike said bring her. He wanted to meet him. So if
bring him over to the house.
Yeah.
Tell Mike I will, because he leaves Monday. So tell him I'll come by. Yep, we sure will come by. Absolutely. Okay. That's how well known. And actually, I taught Mike's kids. In fact, one of his daughters said I was like one of her favorite teachers. So what a blessing. Wow, it's just such a small world. I love it.
Yeah, that's my cousin. I love him.
That's my boy. Yeah, how wonderful.
Always singing and dancing and stuff.
Man, talented, very talented, and can cut hair. Anybody who wants their hair cut.
Yep. He cuts hair. He cuts my hair. I might need to shape up though.
My daughter Mickey. That's her.
Oh, hey, that's your daughter?
Yeah.
Look at how our smiles are so much alike.
Very nice to meet you.
That's his youngest daughter, Mickey.
Wow. Okay. And awesome.
And her man raps too. He's got a video out.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Well,
amazing. Very amazing.
And tell him to come back on the show. We'll give him an interview.
Right. We will. We'll connect you with him next. Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely. But I guess as we wrap up, I wanted to know what you guys is we always close out with a final thought. And before you wrap up, but I hope I was able to ask all the questions that was necessary for you to tell your story. I just want to say thank you for sharing your story with me, because it means so much to me, because like I said, I do have a large family.
Yes.
And I just appreciate you choosing me to do your story. So that means a lot.
We appreciate you. We appreciate for doing that.
And like I said, I already told you I'm a cop watcher.
Yes, I saw some of your videos. Great.
Yeah, I hold them accountable.
Stay on them.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try and get our boy over to you next, Preston. We're gonna try and get him on the show next.
Oh, I would love to have him on, because people need to hear his story as well.
Yes,
definitely. And ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are still in the audience, Preston was the one who was tackled, tased,
brutally attacked
in Aurora by Aurora police tyrants. So be looking forward to that story as well, to doing that. But yeah, before we leave, I want to have excerpts as far as your final thoughts, and what do you want us to learn from your story, and how you wanted to inspire other people.
Well, I'd like to say first that I so appreciate you bringing us on your show and letting us air our whole entire story. I think number one, guys, love. You gotta love each other. Thank you, DJ. Thank you,
Thank
Jazzy.
you, everybody. I'm no name. Sorry about that.
Mhm.
Hello.
Mhm. And if you find a loved one, if you find a family member, love on them, and they'll love you back. I think that's the biggest thing is we have to learn how to love each other instead of trying to see who's better than the next one and support each other.
I
It's not
agree.
it's not about I'm better than you or you're better than me. It's about us being better together.
Doing this together. Exactly.
Yeah, let's
Exactly.
be better
Exactly.
together. And that's
Yeah.
my final thought. Better together.
Yep. And I appreciate you guys. And the same question for you too. Duck.
Duck,
I want you.
Duck, did you hear what he said? Ask him again. Sorry.
Okay, so I want to know what your final thoughts and how do you want this story to help and inspire others.
How you want the story to let other people out there know how we feel about the fact that we found each other.
I understand that one because you say how
Yeah. How you want what do you want them to
look like my sister talk. I want us together, everything to have something too, and I want to meet together like that. I don't want to forget everything.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
being together is his number one thing. Just enjoy each other and be together and have fun and don't point fingers. It doesn't even matter who was wrong or who was right in this lifetime. We got to stop doing that. Let's just start learning how to enjoy each other and appreciate each other.
All that matters is you guys is finding each other and celebrating each other's existence as you guys are
We're here.
present.
Yes,
So,
absolutely. We are here. Thank
thank,
you.
thank you for allowing me to interview on this, and this
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
think this meant a lot to my viewers. As you see, they said they want to see more stories like this. So,
Nice.
um,
We're gonna bring more out there, and I hope that this gives people that don't know their loved ones or want go look for them. Don't be scared. Go look for them.
yeah, absolutely, and you
Yes,
absolutely
yeah, I'm Elijah McClain all day long. Elijah McClain.
all day say his name. So,
That's right.
um, and
Thank you.
I appreciate you being on the show, and
Look forward
and-
to some more.
yeah, and we're gonna do some more work together. So I look forward to that.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you again. Over and out.
Thank you
You're
very
very
much.
welcome. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yep.
All right, guys, that was Mally and her brother Doug Tran, and I appreciate them very, very much, and I appreciate them doing that interview for us because it's important that we share stories like this. I want to do more stories like this. So if you have a story out there that you like to share on the Kdot experience, as far as maybe you found a loved one that you haven't seen in so many years, or maybe you might want our help. Come to the Kdot experience. If you have your story, please, or anything like that, or any stories of discrimination or uh, uh, trials and tribulations that you had to overcome, let us know. Email me at djk.theparty at g. I'm sorry. Email me at djk.theparty at gmail.com, and we will help put your story out there for the audience to see, because the audience members need to see more of these heartfelt stories. So on that particular situation, it's your boy DJ Kdot, and I'm out. One.